welcome you back to Center Field. Jenny Kavnar with you. The Colorado Rockies are looking for their first sweep post-All-Star break. It would be a great way to start their last homestand with one today against the Padres. I know a guy that can help him. His name's Nolan Arenado. He's looking for home run number 40, as I send it up to a couple of 40-year-olds. Right, guys? Drew, Jeff?
I'll be 40 in the offseason. Not so fast, Jenny. Really.
Okay.
Yes. Happy Sunday to you, too.
Yeah, you're a lot older than me. We don't have to go there again. Nolan Arenado's had an extraordinary year. We've talked plenty about that this year. The Padres know that firsthand. He's hitting nearly 400 against San Diego this year with a lot of big flies also.
Including 6 home runs and 15 RBIs against San Diego. Only the Milwaukee Brewers, as he had a higher batting average against, and what he's done to the Padres. And it doesn't matter whether it's Petco Park or here at Coors Field. Those are some astounding numbers that you look at, and it's not just the Padres. He's been doing this to everybody in the league, and it is fun to watch a kid go from 18 home runs last year to 39, closing in on 40 home runs, because where he ranks now among everybody in the National League, you put him at the top of the charts. RBIs, 114, that's first. That's 14 more than Paul Goldschmidt, who's sitting right at 100 with Arizona. The total bases, he's first in the National League. There's so many good things to talk about, and sometimes you look at all these numbers, he should be in the discussion for the MVP candidacy, and rightfully so.
Yeah, he's had an extraordinary year, and he should be, as you suggest, in that conversation. Walt White certainly believes he deserves consideration.
I say Nolan because he impacts the game on both sides of the ball. It's unfortunate that when people talk about an MVP, all they do is look at offensive numbers. That's it. Really. I mean, when it gets down to it, I don't know why that is. And if you played on a playoff caliber club, I understand that. But defense never gets talked about. This guy changes the game with his defense almost virtually every night.
Walt's absolutely right. You need to consider the whole package when you're talking about a most valuable player.
Third in the National League in fielding percentage, but that's because he gets to more balls than anybody else, so his range factor's higher. He's turned more double plays than anybody else, and if there's a play that you need to be made, you want it hit to Nolan no matter what type of play it is.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that really quickly, because we always talk about clutch plays offensively. Oh, a big 2-out hit when the game's tied to put your team ahead. How about putting away a third out when there's traffic out there? Because you remember being out there. There's nerves in those situations.
He always does it, though.
He always puts that third out away. So the Rockies and Nolan Arenado ready to go. It's Colorado, it's San Diego. Come on back to Coors Field with us. Sunday afternoon in lower downtown Denver. A lot of folks making their way inside Coors Field on this beautiful afternoon. The Rockies and Padres final matchup of the year, as the Rockies have won the first 2 games of this series, looking for the sweep. Will Myers will lead things off. Kyle Kendrick is on the hill for the Rockies. Here's the batting order for Pat Murphy. Yangervis Solarte again will be in that 2 spot. Then it's Kemp and Justin Upton. Good numbers against Kendrick for those 2. Jed Jerko, Derek Norris, Corey Spangenberg. James Shields going to bat 8th in the lineup today. And Travis Jankowski is going to be in center field, and he will bat 9th. So Kendrick, who's won his last 2 starts, hasn't worked exceptionally deep into ball games, but he's been effective for 5 innings in each of his last 2, making his 25th start, looking for victory number 7.
And one of those wins was against San Diego down in San Diego. Consecutive wins for the first time this season on the next start against the Seattle Mariners, where he went another 5 innings. I thought the Seattle one was more impressive than the San Diego, because he only gave up 3 hits, couple earned runs. But he's starting to have some finish on his pitches, something that he didn't have prior to going on the DL.
He's got to work 2-0, and he finds the strike zone there against Will Myers. Myers originally a 3rd-round draft pick at Kansas City. I think there's that general assumption because he became one of the top prospects in the game that he was a #1 pick. He was not. Terrific athlete, and he takes high 3-1.
Now he's playing on the same team that he was, the guy he was traded for, James Shields. He went from Kansas City to Tampa Bay. Shields goes to Kansas City, and now they're back together in San Diego.
Reunited, and it peaches
and herb.
Yeah, there you go. We're the same era, 40-something.
Thank you, Jenny. I'll take 40-something again.
Jenny never heard of peaches and herb. 3 starts since coming back from the DL. Pretty solid. 2-0 with a 386 over those 3 ball games. Again, not a lot of length. 2, maybe 2.5 times through the lineup, and then it's flip it over to the bullpen. But it's a bullpen that was, after the All-Star break, just horrendous for a period. And now over the last 25 ball games, quietly, that bullpen's been pretty solid.
3.12 ERA, 34 earned runs, and 98 innings pitched.
And Kendrick misses, and he walks Will Myers to start the ball game. Here's the Rockies defensively this afternoon. A couple changes in the infield. Dickerson is in left field today. Charlie's in center, and Cargo's in right. Arenado naturally at 3rd. Christian Adames playing short. Daniel Descalso, the good luck charm, at 2nd base. And Justin Morneau's playing next to him. Dustin Garneau doing the catching. Here's Yangervis Solarte. And Kendrick misses there.
Talking about the finish on Kyle Kendrick's pitches before he went on the DL. I was dealing with the shoulder issue, so you tend to guard it. You can't finish out in front. You can't get the extension with your wrist towards the plate because you're just guarding the shoulder. You know it's going to hurt.
These aren't just misses. These are pretty significant misses.
They are
right now.
Out of the 8 pitches, 6 for balls, and he's had 2 down, but the other ones have been up in the zone. And just kind of eyeballing velocity. He's not going to throw it 92 to 94, but seeing some that are 80, 86, 87, where he'll sit at 89 or 90.
This ball is a towering fly ball, deep right field. This has got a chance to get out, and it will. A 2-run home run from Solarte. A walk and a 2-0 count, and then a bomb. So not a good start for Kyle Kendrick. And that's a 29th home run he has allowed in 2015.
And that will tie him with the starting pitcher for the Padres, James Shields, who's also given up 29 home runs. But you fall behind 2-0, and then you have to come in with a pitch that's right there. I mean, Solarte's looking for a fastball. Every hitter will tell you a 2-0 count. I'm trying to get the barrel out. I want to jump somebody. I want to jump ship, and this is what he does on this pitch. 10th home run he's hit from the left side of the plate.
So Matt Kemp takes a breaking ball for a strike. 318 lifetime average for Kemp against Kendrick. Ruby De La Rosa, Dan Herron have given up the most home runs. What's shocking to me, you see that graphic, Ian Kennedy and James Shields, two guys whose home field is Petco Park, among the league leaders in home runs allowed. It's a shock. However, my guess is, based on seeing so many games at Petco Park this year and talking to folks like Alonzo Powell, the assistant hitting coach to Mark Kotze, Kemp is gone. I think Petco is going to continue to play a lot different than it did in the past, and it's because of that new scoreboard, the buildings that we showed when we were out there. The ball's flying. I don't think it's necessarily, I know it's been warmer out there this summer. I don't think it's an aberration. I don't think Petco, I think it'll still be a good pitcher's park, but maybe not to the extreme we had seen in the past.
And they brought some fences in too. So you couple all that together and you don't have that wind shear anymore, that where it's going to stop that ball from going out.
Inside on Justin Upton.
He's really not commanding anything in the first 14 pitches.
Boy, that's not, I mean,
that's when you start to wonder, is it, is something
everything's
wrong?
Right. I mean, that's a fastball at 84. And again, I don't want to push the alarm button early, but it's kind of reminiscent of before he went on the disabled list where the velocity was way down. It was 87. Fouled off.
No, Steve Foster has a watchful eye on Kyle.
Left center field, Blackman, Dickerson, and it'll be Dickerson. As we tell you every day, join in on the conversation. You can send photos or comment using Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. Include the hashtag Toyota Talk.
They put that big baseball in the back of that Toyota truck before they put it up there or after?
I'm not sure.
Maybe it's all one piece in there, and then you just lift the truck and put it up there.
It's one way of doing it. It's fouled straight back our way. Jed Jerko with a 1-1 count. Two and two, or excuse me, 3-1. Kyle Kendrick signed a one-year deal with the Rockies in the offseason after so many years with Philadelphia. As a fifth starter there. And he induces a high pop-up to left center field. Dickerson again will make the catch. That ends the inning. A walk to Myers, a home run to Solarte, and the Padres have a quick jump on Kendrick and the Rockies. To lead things off, he's batting .288, facing James Shields. The Rockies have seen James Shields 4 previous times this year. Here's the Southwest batting order for Walt Weiss. Corey Dickerson will bat in that coveted 2 spot. Then Arenado, Gonzalez, Morneau, Christian Adames, Daniel Descalso, Dustin Garneau. Big numbers for Nolan, .588. That's 10 for 17 against James Shields, making his 32nd start of the year. One of the premier workhorses in the game over the last 7-8 years.
200+ innings in his 8 years in the big leagues. This year 12-6, getting a lot of run support. Almost 6 runs per ball game when he goes out there. This year against the Rockies, as you mentioned, Drew, in 4 games he's 3-0, but he has a .524 ERA.
Well, he's had ridiculous run support this year, second best in baseball. That helps out. This guy knows how to pitch, though.
Well, you don't get the nickname Big Game James Shields unless you know how to pitch. But 8 consecutive 200+ inning seasons, a workhorse by any definition. And then Mark Burley just says, I can outdo that by a long shot with 14 straight years.
These guys are rare. I mean, the rate of injury to pitchers is extremely high, as we know, highlighted naturally by Tommy John surgeries. So when you have a guy that not only doesn't get hurt, but is effective, really unusual. Stay fair, and it's gone. It is a fair ball. Home run number 16 for Charlie Blackmon. And the Rockies with a quick counter punch. It's 2-1. 30th home run allowed by Shields. The only question on that one, would it stay fair?
Because it was hit hard. Talk about jumping on a high pitch. Charlie does exactly that. But again, it helps when you're ahead in the count. Sneaks inside the foul pole down the right field line.
Dickerson takes outside, ball 1. Rockies won yesterday 10-2 behind 18 hits. Their season high came on September 3rd in hits, 19 against the Giants. It was the third time that the Rockies had produced an 18-hit game this year.
Subaru Supermo. Charlie just really gets up on his tippy toes to make sure the hands get on top of that baseball. I always talk about getting on top. Well, that means you got to get your hands even with the baseball as you go to attack it.
Two balls and a strike on Dickerson. Corey Chase is there, 2-2. Fields an any pitch, any count kind of guy.
He's a fastball, changeup, curveball, cutter.
And for all his success in the big leagues, he's only been in the postseason one time. That was in 2013 with Tampa. He pitched the wild card game. Pitched in the wild card game and then pitched in the division series against Boston. Actually, you know what? Let me correct that. I was looking at Will Myers' stats. And he gets a strikeout.
I was thinking he made a couple of appearances with Kansas City.
Yeah, last year. I was looking at Myers. I'm looking at two different things. My bad. 4 times in the postseason. Tampa 3 times. Kansas City, of course, last year. Major League ranked since 2007. Our cold hard facts brought to you by Coors Light. Well, the starts first since 2007. The innings are second. 6th in wins. Has put together an impressive resume.
And the innings, he's right on the heels of King Felix.
You know, when we talk about 1s and 2s, and that sort of thing, for me, he's a solid 2. And for me, 1s are guys that dominate and consistently have the, you know, a low ERA. There's a catch by Jed Jerko with some snow showing. It's about the only way he can get out Arenado. 2 outs. That'll bring up Cargo. But, you know, he has a lifetime ERA at 3.72 coming into this season. And it's not a knock to say that you've been a solid 2 for, you know, for a decade. That's high praise. But there's only 12, 10, 12, 14 true aces in baseball.
And everybody's looking for him. Dodgers might have 2 of them. But Kershaw,
the Dodgers do have 2 of them. Yeah,
Kershaw for sure, and Greinke's maybe a 1A or 1B. 1A, 1B. You can flip-flop. Madison Bumgarner with San Francisco.
Those guys are true aces.
Max Scherzer. I think if you look at the Nationals, they might have 3 or 4 number 1s.
Yeah, not for me. You know what? I mean, I'm not that liberal in giving that label away. For me, Huey, Jordan Zimmerman's a good 2. I don't look at him as a 1.
No. Did I say Washington? I meant the Mets.
Talent-wise, yeah, but until they do it, I'd say right now, you know, Harvey's done it a little bit. He's had the Tommy John. DeGrom, certainly. I think
Syndergaard
has the ability to, and Matz has the ability. We'll see how it plays out. I mean, Strasburg has that kind of ability, certainly with Washington. There aren't many of them.
No, there are not.
Jordan Zimmerman's a terrific pitcher, but doesn't mean
Verlander was for a while.
Yeah.
It might be slipping.
This is a rollover ground ball to second, and that'll end the inning. Rockies get a run back on the home run by Charlie Blackmon. 2-1 as we go to the second.
for the Rockies, 2-1. Well, this has been obviously a difficult season for the Rockies. 22 games under 500, but the team has been playing a lot better. 10-9 in the month of September. So how do you keep the clubhouse culture going? That's what I asked Walt Weiss.
It's tough to have a strong, positive culture when you haven't won. Very, very difficult to do in this game, but I think we have that, you know, and hopefully that's going to be foundational for our success here in the near future, because it's critical. But we have a good group.
He's right. If you spend some time in the Rockies clubhouse of late, it has been a good group. They have been pulling for each other. Nolan Arenado obviously leading it. Cargo by example as well. And even the core young group of Charlie Blackmon and DJ LeMahieu. It is tough to have a good clubhouse culture when you're losing. But this team, if they want to move forward, the culture that they have, it is improving. And more than anything, like Todd Helton used to say, you want to improve clubhouse culture, just win.
You took the words out of my mouth, stealing that quote from Help. Huey and I were talking about that, Spilly, earlier today. You could come up with, you know, this idea and that idea, and this guy's a great leader, and this guy brings chemistry, and that guy brings, you know what, at the end of the day, as you see Norris double again, the end of the day is when you win, everybody thinks you have great chemistry and you have proper leadership.
Right, because winning cures all, and that's what guys, when they're in that locker room together, and you're on one of those streaks, and Spiller remembers it from 2007, the chemistry in that clubhouse, what it was like. I've been on clubs where it's been great, and you just pull for each other because you know you're going to go out there and win that day.
I don't think there's a magical elixir that necessarily equates to winning. I think you pitch well, number one, you're always going to have a chance. And you get timely hits, you're going to win more than your share of games.
The top 5 teams in ERA right now are the 5 teams that are in the playoffs.
It doesn't change,
it doesn't.
Man. It does not change. You can
It's
come up with
three.
all these, you know, all these advanced metrics. Look at that one. Top 5 ERAs, 5 teams headed to the postseason. On the ground is short. They got him. If they get a tag on him, and Arenado does. That's quick thinking by Adames. Derek Norris tried to cross over on a ball hit pretty hard to the left side, and that's a big out. So now Spangenberg at first with 1 gone.
And you know the rule that if you beat the ball through that area that you go ahead and take off, but where Adames was playing right behind him, he knew as soon as this ball was hit that I can throw it over to Nolan. The other thing that helps is Nolan's on the outside part of the bag, so he had a nice throwing lane to throw to. I mean, Adames is playing right now. He knows. You freeze it right there, he's going, I got you at third base.
Spangenberg with 9 stolen bases. That's why he has the attention of Kyle Kendrick. Yeah, that's a tough read for Norris. Ball behind you. You're supposed to go.
That's what you're taught.
James Shields batting 8th. Puts a good bunt down, and Kendrick will throw in the dirt to Descalso. Nice pickup by Daniel. 2 outs. After the sack bunt, here's Travis Jankowski. So this has worked out here. You know, you say, hey, why did sometimes managers bat the pitcher 8th? Walt's done it, especially early in the season. He was doing it with his lefties a fair amount. In this particular case, it's going to work out for Pat Murphy in that he has a position player hitting with a runner in scoring position after the bunt by Shields, who was batting 8th. If it's the other way around, you're not going to bunt.
No, you might pitch around that guy to get to the pitcher. I mean, you could tell it however you want, depending on, you know, sometimes you've seen it where the pitcher hits 8, he comes up, there's 2 outs, and you say, man, wish you would have had a position player to try to hit there. I think it all depends on obviously the construction of your lineup, how you feel about the pitcher, and where he's going to do or what he's going to do.
Jankowski's a young man they like a lot. He's a work in progress offensively.
Well, 15th start of the season for Jankowski. He hit a home run a week ago today in San Francisco for his 1 home run of the year.
Called strike 2-1. Talking to Mark Kotze yesterday and Alonzo Powell. There were several guys they mentioned that they like, of the young guys who's been brought up, and then they mentioned some of the things they're working with them on with their stroke. And it's just a good lesson for young people when you're talking about guys arriving at the major league level but still being coached, being worked on, changing certain aspects of their swing. It never ends.
It doesn't. There's things that you can do in the minor leagues and get away with it, quite frankly, until you get to the big leagues. And there's always adjustments. Even now, with 2 weeks left in the season, you're still working. You still see coaches down in the cage doing the flips and working off the tee. It doesn't end until the last day of the season.
And a base hit for Jankowski, and here comes Spangenberg, and because in all likelihood, because of the flip of the pitcher to the 8th spot, the Padres get a run here in the 2nd inning to make it 3-1. It's the 6th RBI for Travis Jankowski.
And coming into this game, the Padres were just 1 for 13 with runners in scoring position. They were 0 for 5 last night. Jankowski comes through with the 3rd run of the day for the Padres. I also said a minute ago, Jankowski, first home run of the season. That was also his first career home run.
Out of 10 hitters, Kendrick has only 3 first pitch strikes, and that is not a recipe for success.
22 pitches in the first inning, only 10 strikes. And now here, 36 pitches total.
Myers has hit some balls very hard toward right center in this series, a double and a home run among them. There goes Jankowski, huge jump, and it's fouled off. If the Rockies score 7 or more, as they've done each of the last 2 days, go to participating Colorado Taco Bell locations the following day between 4 and 6 to get your Rockies taco special. You can do that later on. Not a cloud in our Colorado sky. A special weekend here at 20th and Blake. Rockies looking for the sweep, down 3-1 right now. Top of inning number 2. 1-2 on Myers. He went on the swing. That'll end the inning. Second strikeout for Kendrick. A run on the base hit by Jankowski. It's 3-1, middle of 2. Padres leading 3-1. Justin Morneau in the second will be the first up for the Rockies. Let's get you to tweet some photos, your strongest fan photo. Use the hashtag RMDataStrongFan, and we'll try to get you into a broadcast. Brought to you by T-Mobile. James Shields has a 3-1 lead. Morneau with Christian Adames behind him, and then Daniel Descalso. And that first pitch misses, ball one at 91. Underneath this one. Upton in left field will have it. When Derek Norris came from Oakland, he was known primarily for his bat, but he has improved dramatically behind the plate. In fact, there were some people in baseball who felt like he was a real below average catcher, below average thrower. Last year, I think he threw out about 16% of would-be base stealers, and look at it what it is now. It's second to Nick Hundley, which, you know, Nick's had a terrific year. Unfortunately, he's done for the season at 34%. And the other area that he's dramatically improved is receiving the baseball. And he used an interesting phrase when asked about it recently. He said, "I'm not trying to steal strikes or influence the umpire." This is line to center field, and Adames is the second out of the inning. He said, "I'm just trying to present it as best I can." And what he meant by that is, you know, being soft, we always talk about, and sticking pitches instead of moving with it. Just sticking pitches, not trying to move dramatically, just making a nice presentation. And now he's moved into the top 10 among catchers in the big leagues in strikes stolen. And that was not an area that was a strong suit for him in the past with Oakland.
I think he said it right. Present it as a strike to the umpire. I think that's the key, because too many times I'll see young catchers where they'll catch the ball and they'll try to move it. They'll try to move it 3 or 4 inches, and instead of just subtly turning your wrist or hooding the baseball if it's up high, where you think, if I catch it and then move it down into the zone, that the umpire's going to bite on that. He's not.
Maybe a real young umpire in a different league. That's not going to happen in this league, or it shouldn't happen in this league, certainly. 0-2 on Descalso, and Daniel is gone. James Shields with the strikeout, and we'll go to the third. 3-1 San Diego. Crisp Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer, and by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. With Jeff Hewson and Ryan Spilborghs, I'm Drew Goodman. Yangervis Solarte in the third with the Padres up 3-1. Sunday's been a decent day for the Rockies this year after several years where it was a tough day for the club. The Rockies 11-10 on Sundays. The Padres 9-13 on Sundays, for whatever that's worth.
Never figured that out because it was just like any other day of the week during the baseball season.
Solarte hit a ball like this his first time up for a home run. This one is in that corner, and Cargo's going to make the catch.
A number of things that he had to worry about. Number one being the sun. Ball was up high. It was like the first at bat for Solarte. And now he's closing in on the wall. How close am I? That wall comes in there, shading his eyes the majority of the time, and then the leap and the catch on the Subaru Supermo.
Not that easy a play. Matt Kemp struck out his first time. And Kendrick misses ball one. Line foul by a few feet.
Yesterday, Jordan Lyles had hit simulated game. We talked about what his progress is going to be like. Saw him today. Talked to him, said, how do you feel? He goes, you know, I feel pretty good. His foot feels real good. Just the arm after not throwing for a while. He's going to go down to Instructional League for a month with Tyler Chatwood. Then he's going to go down to the Dominican Instructional League and pitch another couple weeks down there.
And I talked to Tyler Chatwood today, and he was really pleased with how things went throwing in Asheville. These guys have spent a whole lot of time rehab in the last couple of years, in particular Tyler. Not fun. A lot of lonely days. 2-1 on Kemp, swung on and missed. 2-2. Kemp with 22 home runs, 97 driven in. Assuming he eclipses the 100 RBI mark, just 3 away with a couple weeks left. It'll be the third time in his career he's driven in more than 100. Got a birthday coming up later this week. He'll be 31. And this is a high fly ball to deep left, and Dickerson's going to watch it sail out. 4-1. 23rd home run, 98th RBI for Matt Kemp. I don't even think he clipped that.
I don't either.
The way it sounded, I think he got full barrel on it.
We'll take a listen to hear if it does or not. Not bad, but that is definitely not on the sweet spot. If you're looking at the sweet spot, that's where it's going to be, and it would miss it by the width of a baseball.
But strong guy, and that pitch was a hanging breaking ball. Upton on 2 hops to Arenado. Throws out Justin Upton. 2 gone. 30 home runs now allowed by Kendrick.
Well, tomorrow is September 21st, and it's also the last Purple Monday of the season, where Purple win prizes, and the first 5,000 fans will receive a Purple Monday hat. And there's a picture of the hat you'll receive.
Want to know on Jerko. Tell he's swinging the bat with more confidence. He got sent out for a while. He was struggling in the first half. He's come back and swung it much better than he did, obviously, prior to leaving.
And playing a different position.
I think it's. I talk to Jerko usually a couple times a series, and it's given him, Huey, a bounce in his step.
Completely agree. He just seems different. He seems don't know, maybe happy that he's back at a position that he's comfortable with.
And this is what he could do. He hits the ball out for the 16th time this year. And it's 5-1. And Kendrick in 3 innings has allowed 3 home runs. Not trying to beat up Kyle, but here's the deal. When you have to work around the edges of the plate, and all pitchers do, but when you're 86 to 88, for a major league hitter, Huey, there's not a lot of margin for error. And if you miss just slightly, the ball is really going to get stung, and that's what we're witnessing today.
Or if you fall behind and have to put it over the plate for a major league hitter. That's the 8th home run Jerko's hit while playing shortstop. And this is what they signed him to that long-term deal, because this is what he was doing his rookie year. David Hale will be the long guy today. He's going to have to get loose quickly. Last night, Christian Bergman had to get loose in a hurry.
And Christian did a great job, ended up getting the win after Flande got hit on the kneecap. And again, if you missed it, the x-rays were negative on Johan's knee, which is very good news. Derek Norris, 13 home runs. He doubled to left his first time. Just finishing that thought on Jerko. Sometimes a new challenge reinvigorates a player. Now, listen, it's not like he's been in the big leagues 12 years, but it probably helped with his psyche. Something else to think about other than letting every at bat fester, right?
Exactly, because it does do that for you as a hitter.
This ball is deep right. Cargo will make the catch to end the inning. Couple of solo home runs in the 3rd for San Diego. Matt Kemp, his 23rd. Jed Jerko, his 16th. 5-1 Padres. Inning, Matt Kemp, Jed Jerko, and in the first inning, Yangervis Solarte hit a 2-run homer. The Rockies have to counter against James Shields, who's 5-1 career-wise against the Rockies. This year he's 3-0 in 4 starts, but as we discussed earlier, he has a 5.24 ERA against the Rockies, so the Rockies have hit him pretty hard. For the moment, Kendrick's on deck. And I say for the moment because if Walt determines that he's going to go to David Hale, though it doesn't look that way now because Hale is taking a seat. So, okay, Kendrick is going to hit. And I fall back to September baseball. that you have so many more arms and bats at your disposal. Before September, sometimes even if you felt like you're going to have to go get the pitcher, you're going to let him hit because you can't burn your entire bench in the 3rd inning. 1-2 on Garneau.
And you're only down by 4 runs.
Which
at
is,
Coors Field
right.
on a day where it's beautiful, it looks like the ball's flying. I mean, that's nothing.
That's nothing. But Walt also realizes that, you know, Kendrick's struggling, and you don't want to see that deficit expand anymore.
Because for James Shields, he's almost where he gets the run support, but this year he's 12-1 in the 20 games when he receives 3 or more runs of support. So
he's a good front runner.
Very good front runner, and that's why you win games at the major leagues, because you'll have that lead and you know how to put it away.
And that ball moved enough to get off the barrel and going out the second baseman Spangenberg, 2 outs, or excuse me, 1 out. And that'll bring up Kendrick. Strike on the outside corner. Kendrick in his last outing beat his home state Seattle Mariners.
The high school about 60 miles away from Safeco Field.
Up north in Mount Vernon, Washington. Hit a home run against the Padres at Petco a couple weeks ago.
Ian Kennedy. Had a pose for a minute. I thought it might be going foul.
Kennedy took offense to him posing, but he was wondering if it was fair or foul. He wasn't trying to show up Ian Kennedy. Doesn't have a lot of experience doing that. That was numero uno. 3-2 on Kendrick after being behind 2 strikes. Here Shields, I mean, he spun off on that, and you cannot believe he just walked his counterpart.
When he was up 0-2. Charlie increased the lead over Eric Young Sr. with that leadoff home run in the 1st.
And I don't see Senior moving up that list.
No, he's not going to.
No. I don't think Nafee's going to move up the list.
Nafee's not going to. Every leadoff hitter, this is their dream. Lead off the game with a home run.
And this is in the air to shallow right. Kemp's really battling it, and he makes the catch. Boy, for a second there, I was wondering if he was going to be able to handle that. I think he was wondering if he was going to be able to catch it.
Between the 2 that Cargo had to catch and then the 1 for Kemp. And that'll give you the view that those guys are looking into that sun when it goes up in the sky. The ball gets lost sometimes, so you have to drop down to the side, put your glove up, and just hope it comes out at the end. That's a helpless feeling. Keep waiting and waiting. Is it one of these seconds it has to come out so I can see it?
Dickerson struck out his first time, and Pulls that cutter foul. He got a couple of curveballs his first time and chased. Dickerson already has a reputation that you don't have to throw him a strike, and the other part of that reputation is that he can hit balls that are not in the strike zone really hard and really far. So it's one of those fine line deals that, oh, you can get him out, not throwing him strike. Well, you sort of, but you may not throw him a strike, and he may hit one 420 off you also.
Throw it in the same area code, he might swing at it, but he'll put some swings on balls that you just, it's kind of mind-boggling. Thinking there's no way he should have the hand-eye coordination to be able to pull that off, but he does.
And there he goes again, going down on a pitch that's in the dirt. He did that his first at bat. 1-2. Let's check in with Ryan Spilborg. Spilly.
All right, you guys are talking about how to catch a ball in the sun. There's two different things you can do. You can use your glove, but more importantly, you create an angle. Well, when the sun is like this, where there's no clouds behind it, it makes it even more difficult because we call this the high sky. So it's hard to judge the difference with how high and how far the ball is. So it is a challenge, but you got to create an angle, Matt Kemp. There you go.
Well, create an angle right now. Pretend you're catching a fly ball.
So here's the ball. I come to the side like this.
Yeah.
Then you see it, and then you come back and you come and grab it. It's easy. It's easy.
Just snap your fingers and it's done.
No problem.
Take a seat there. There's a whole row for you.
It's hot out here.
Say hello to that guy. He teach him how to get an angle.
Oh, yeah, you're on TV.
And again, the breaking ball's in the dirt. So it's 3-2 on Corey. Kendrick will take off with the pitch.
So Spilly, be ready here, because I can see where you're sitting above the auxiliary scoreboard. So be ready to catch this Corey Dickerson home run.
That would be great. I think I'm going to hand it to one of these kids. You guys want a home run ball? Okay. Oh, well, you got to put your glove on, bud.
That's what I brought it for.
Yeah, he brought his glove, but it was on the ground.
Outside, ball 4.
He was scared to throw up a strike.
So here comes Nolan with 2 on. And you know James Shields, he's kicking himself and saying, how in the world did I walk Kendrick? I'd be out of the inning, I'd be relaxing on the bench, and now I got to deal with Arenado with some traffic, and my 4-run lead's in danger. Nolan hit a smoking liner that Jerko leapt for and made the catch. He's 10 for 18 lifetime against Shields with 3 home runs.
Well, let's hope he keeps those thoughts, because they're all negative thoughts.
Negative thoughts.
And so you got to pitch to Nolan. Maybe that negative thought's still there, and it's a 3-run home run.
Guy behind him is hitting 421 against him. Carlos Gonzalez. Got the corner. 0-1. So Arenado with 6 home runs. 5 have come in Petco. Again, and that's the most home runs by a visiting player ever in one season at Petco Park. Hard down the line, and Solarte has it, and he'll run to the bag to end the threat. So we'll go to the 4th inning. San Diego 5, Colorado 1. High sky day at the ballpark.
baseball legend. This is Lou Dunlap. You got to see his back. So now he's number 88. Last year in fantasy camp, Lou was a fantasy camper. He won the Player's Choice, which means everybody voted for Lou, said he was the best. He won Camp MVP. And you're also part of the team championship, the Scorpions, am I not right?
Yes.
How much fun did you have last year?
Scorpion. Oh, it's 5 miraculous days of joy that I tried several years to go to, but last year it worked out that I could, and to receive these awards, I'm embarrassed.
Oh, yeah, you should be. Yeah, you should never have got the Player's Choice. The Camp MVP, you rightfully deserve that one. No. You know what? When is the fantasy camp starting next year?
It is in January, I think the 20... Hold on.
It'll be sometime in January.
Whoa, we got
Jeff
this
Houston
the fourth
was,
day.
yeah.
We got to get to the ball game here.
Well, we were there. Hold on, Lou.
I love Lou. Lou's the best. Hey, Lou's got to change.
Okay, tell him right here. It's the 27th to what?
Oh, it is the 27th to January the 30th.
Okay, so look it up. If Lou Dunlap can do it, you can do it.
Hey.
Jeff Houston's there. Todd Helton will be there for the first time this year coaching. Corey Sullivan. Jason Hirsch was that last year. Your coach, Brian Fuentes. Garrett Atkins. It's a great time.
That's right.
Hey,
Jeez.
tell
what
Lou.
do you want me to say?
Lou, did they?
Tell Lou.
I'm
tell
floored by any attention that I get because of my 88. That's all that it was the 88. And I'm going for 89. And I've already registered, and I'm going for 90 as the last time, maybe.
Don't sell yourself short.
Why?
90, we can go up higher.
We want
All right, guys,
tell
enjoy
Lou.
it.
Tell Lou we want to see triple digits.
Triple digits, Lou. We want to see 3 numbers on your back.
Oh, right. I do 3 numbers.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. No way. I don't think neither my wife or myself. My wife, by the way, has ALS, and she wants to go to the 90th. So I'm holding my thumb up for it.
All right, Lou. Another home run by the Padres. Back to you guys.
All
Where
right.
the heck is our offense?
Well, Lou's a peach, man. Next year he'll be there at 89. It's been a rough outing for Kyle Kendrick. He has given up 4 home runs in the game as Spangenberg goes deep to make it 6-1. James Shields up there. And Hale's up again, and
Darren Holmes on the phone out in the bullpen with the dugout.
Again, I go back to clearly Kyle doesn't have it today, and you still have a chance in this ball game, but you can't let it keep expanding. And you have the benefit of it being September, so there's plenty of arms down there.
And you have David Hale, who can go out and give you multiple innings if need be. Or if you just need him for an inning, there's 12 or 13 other guys in the bullpen where you could roll each of them out there for an inning.
1-2. Center field. And Shields is the first out of the inning. Spilly.
Yeah.
What do you got?
All right, Lou, last question. You got some YouTube fame. You were on ESPN for charging the mound. Do you remember doing that?
Yes.
Are you going to do that again this year?
It depends on the situation. I might do something else this year.
Oh, no. So when you got on ESPN, what was it like around all your friends? Were you famous?
My friends took notice. I don't know what my enemies did. No, it has been a fantastic experience. Not only ESPN, MLB, Fox. What is that evening program at
Root Sports?
Huh?
Root Sports?
The Tonight Show.
Well,
The Tonight Show?
That was on the Tonight Show. It was also on, I don't know. I was all over.
All right, well,
You're
that's it. See how much fun you can have at fantasy camp. You can be all over Root Sports. You can be all over the Tonight Show. Lou Dunlap, ladies and gentlemen.
Spilly, I saw Lou on the Hoda and Kathy Lee show.
Kathy Lee show. You were on the Kathy Lee show too?
I think might have been. Now, there are two guys. I don't know. Maybe it was in Major League Baseball. There are two guys on the program that interviewed me.
Millar and Rose. Intentional talk.
Anyway, it was.
Oh, you're on Intentional Talk.
I think so.
Yeah, Intentional Talk. Great.
Whatever.
See, he's got too many friends. He got too big for his britches. Too famous, Lou.
All right, Lou is the best.
Lou is the best. See you guys.
All right, Will Myers at the plate. What show didn't he do? That footage still made we just started cracking up when we watched Lou going out to the mound.
That was so much fun. Fantasy camp, folks.
Thankfully, our man Jamie behind the plate, the umpire,
got in between.
He got in between. It could have gotten ugly.
I mean, high and tight, quick reactions. You want to go? Let's go.
Yeah, they're
Jamie just diffusing the situation.
You didn't want. You were on the opposition.
I mean, that game when he was going to charge my pitcher.
That's right. So I thought that was really big of you to shake Lou's hand after.
Well, I had to. It's sportsmanship at the end.
Yeah. Okay. 2-1 on Will Myers. Walk and a strikeout today. This ball is well struck left center field, deepest portion of the park, and Blackman will get out there. In the inning, Corey Spangenberg hit one into the Rockies bullpen. Fourth home run for the Padres. Are up 6-1, middle of 4. This is how you charge a mound. By the Ford Fusion, power you on and good looks too. Ford, go further. By Southwest Airlines, book your low fare now at southwest.com. And by CenturyLink, your link to what's next. Well, the Rockies have some catching up to do on this glorious Sunday. In the fourth inning, they're down 6-1. Plenty of time, though. Cargo's going to lead it off against James Shields. Shift is on. Cargo rolled one to second his first time. Fastball outside, ball 1. Cargo's hit a little bit of a slump of late. Has driven in a couple runs. Yesterday with a single and a sac fly. Takes there 2-0. Remember, he had it in the mid 280s, Huey, and I thought, man, if he stays hot, he'll have a chance still to hit 300. Obviously, that's not going to happen, but he could still, be in the 270s. Maybe have 40 home runs and 100 RBIs. What a season. This ball again is to the right side. Myers races Cargo to the bag. 1 out.
Almost forgot there for a moment, did Will Myers, who covered first base. And get your tickets now for the Fan Appreciation Fireworks, courtesy of Great Clips, on Friday, September 25th, after the Rockies take on the Los Angeles Dodgers. These fireworks are going off fast. Wait. Right there.
Done.
They last longer in person.
1-0 on Morneau. Justin Ernest George Morneau. Did you know that he made his major league debut against the Rockies? I didn't know that. He was 2 for 4. Prelude to stardom.
Third round pick, was it 99?
He was drafted in 1999. So long ago, wasn't even the same century. Out of Westminster High School, New Westminster High School in Westminster, New Westminster, BC. Here's the 1-2. And Justin's gone. That's a strikeout number 3 for James Shields. With every challenge call, the Subaru Eyesight Review will determine the outcome. Love, it's what makes a Subaru a Subaru. Shields averages 9.5 strikeouts per 9 innings. That's the 5th best rate in Major League Baseball. And as Jeff told you at the outset of the broadcast, he's over 200 strikeouts for the season. Third time he's eclipsed that mark. Yeah, he's been good in the division. Disappointing year for the Padres, but he's 7-2 inside the division. Christian Adames hit a fly ball to center, hit it pretty well. And that ball's out of play down the left field line.
David Hale's still up. That tells me he's coming in next. Top of the 5th.
That's a pretty strong indication. And Shields gets a weak ground ball again. A 1-2-3 4th inning for Shields. 6-1 San Diego off to the 5th. from Ariana. Great day for baseball. Section 116, row 13, seats 19 and 20. And there she is. Thanks for the tweet. Visit on our Twitter talk. So we go to the top of the fifth. Jan Hervey, Solarte, Matt Kemp, Justin Upton, and David Hale is now in the ball game. Kyle Kendrick last just 4 innings, 6 runs, 6 hits, a walk, 3 strikeouts. The long ball, which has been the nemesis for Kyle this year, got him again. He gave up 4 home runs, 2-run shot to Solarte, who's leading off, and then 3 solo home runs, Kemp, Jerko, and Spangenberg. David Hale on for the 15th time this year.
And for Kendrick, see the first pitch from David Hale, those 4 home runs, that is a career high. 7 other times he had allowed 3 home runs. So the first time allowing 4 home runs in a game in his career.
This is in the air to center field. Easy play. Charlie Blackmon, 1 out. And that'll bring up Matt Kemp. That's how you used to let people know that it is a form of social media. My first game. Congratulations. We are glad to have you.
And then the person behind,
what's that say?
Today's my birthday.
Happy birthday.
The first game and a birthday.
Yeah, I hope you're having fun. Looks like you're with Dad. Have a great day.
Nice day for it.
You know, we are so fortunate and privileged to go to a ballpark every day. And I love seeing stuff like that, honestly, because here's a ball to center field from Kemp, and Charlie is going to have some backup, but Kemp's going to get a double out of it. It's kind of one of those deals. Do I slide? Do I field it on a hop? And it turns out to be a 1-out double. Just to finish that thought, we are so fortunate that when you see fans like that, and we show them a lot. Our crew's great about doing that. It reminds us why we love the game. It reminds us of our kids, and our kids are still young, and they get to go to ball games, and it's neat. It's special, and it also takes me to, I think it was DiMaggio who said it. It's been said by others that he owed it to maybe a fan who was going to a game for the first time to give it his best and to be out there every time he could possibly be out there, because some fan may be coming one time that year to see me play, and I owe it to that fan to give my best.
Yeah, and we are privileged to be able to be up here, watch a ball game, commentate on it. You know, there were some fans that came into our booth prior to the game, and they were in awe of just being able to look out here and look at the scenery and the green grass and watch these major league players go out there and perform every night. So it is special. Baseball is a special game, and it gets in your blood and it never leaves.
It never leaves. That's well put. So Kemp's at second, a 1-1 count on Justin Upton. What an intriguing offseason this is going to be, Huey. It always is. I mean, the Hot Stove League's a lot of fun, and who goes where, and what team makes a big splash. And we all know nobody made a bigger splash last offseason than the Padres. It didn't work out for them in terms of wins and losses. But Justin Upton is going to be a free agent. We were talking the other day, Ian Kennedy's going to be a free agent. Where do some of these guys land? Do they stay put?
The difference between the salary from last year to this year for the Padres, last year was $53 million. This year it's $126 million. At the same place, and the Padres need to go 8-5 just to match last year's record of 77 and 85.
And we're reminded the game is not played on paper. Three balls, 2 strikes on Justin Upton.
The Hot Stove League used to be confined to right around the winter meetings and maybe January. Now it starts pretty much the day after the season for some clubs. Other clubs, you can't start making offers, doing all that until after the World Series. But it's the end of October, 1st of November now.
Well, A.J. Preller in a 48-hour period turned over the entire roster. This ball's in deep left field. That's off the base of the wall. Kemp's going to come around to score. And it's back-to-back doubles, 7-1. San Diego. 78th RBI for Upton.
76 career RBIs for Justin Upton in 112 games against the Rockies. 23rd double of the season. This was a three-quarter swing from Justin, and he hits it to the base of the wall over the head of Corey. I mean, he didn't even finish that swing all the way.
He's a strong kid.
It really is, and he's just one of those young guys that's still getting better.
This is to shallow center. This is going to drop for Jerko, and Upton will stop at third base. 3 straight hits here with 1 out against David Hale in the 5th. Well, A.J. Preller kept going because he was making moves on the eve of the start of the season. That's basically when he picked up Craig Kimbrell.
So now what does he do this offseason? I think there's something, we talked about chemistry earlier in this game and, clubhouse chemistry, but I think there's still also something to be together with some guys for more than 1 year to build up a little chemistry. Maybe that'll be the case with the Padres.
Derek Norris fouls it off. And that's a base hit. Come on down, Justin Upton with the 8th run. Man, this is kind of the feeling that the Padres had last night. That's what the Rockies have, because the Padres got beat up 10-2 yesterday, and they're returning the favor right now. 8-1. They've out hit the Rockies 10-1 in the game. '59th RBI for Derek Norris.
Subaru Supremo sinking fastball inside to Norris. Pulls the hands in. Delivers the ball to center field. The last couple of guys been out there. Padres are 3 for 4 today with runners in scoring position.
Spangenberg, and he swings and misses. 8-1 San Diego. They've scored in every inning. 2-1, 2-1, 2. Rockies only hit the leadoff home run by Charlie Blackmon in the bottom of the 1st. See, these fans are smart. This is above the Mountain Ranch Club, and it's just so warm out there, and the sun is ablaze. And so they said, you know what? We're going to go sit in the shade.
And they're also above the purple row of seats, so they're sitting
above a mile high.
Above a mile high.
Chance for 1. It's the 2nd out of the inning. So Spangenberg at first, Jerko at 3rd, and that'll bring up James Shields.
Spangenberg's speed. 2-hopper to Daniel, but he had to wait for it. He never could come and get it. Even with the relay throw, you knew you weren't going to get him.
Kendrick goes 4 innings, 6 runs, 6 hits, a walk, and 3 strikeouts, and the 4 home runs. Shields fouls it off. Shields grew up in the LA area. He's the LA Times Valley Player of the Year. 11-0 his junior year. Hit .478 with a school record 11 home runs. Pretty good two-way threat.
Sounds like Casey Kelly from last night.
Yeah, that kind of athlete. You know who his cousin is? Aaron Rowan.
Aaron, a long time big leaguer.
Some real good years in Philly. The White Sox. I struggled a little bit with the Giants.
He did. Was it Aaron Rowan who ran almost full speed into the wall and broke his nose?
Yeah, hit the
the post
the
or
post
something?
on the wall. That was an ugly deal. He had that funny batting stance, but it worked for him.
I think it was any more funny than Craig Counsell's batting stance.
It looked like he was trying to reach the top shelf in the kitchen and he couldn't quite get there. He finally lowered his hands later on. Manager of the Milwaukee Brewers. It's a big chopper to short. And Adames throws across. That ends the inning, but 2 more runs for the Padres. 4 hits in the inning. They're up 8-1. The Padres are up 8-1. They've hit 4 home runs today. All came against starter Kyle Kendrick. Yangervis Solarte, a 2-run home run out of the gate in the first. Charlie Blackmon has the Rockies' only hit. It was a leadoff home run at the bottom of the first. 12th time he's done that in his career. Kemp, Jerko, Spangenberg, the other home runs. Daniel Descalso will be first up in the 5th inning for the Rockies against James Shields. James drafted by the Rays, decided to sign. If he didn't sign, he would have headed to LSU on a scholarship.
As you saw on the graphic a moment ago, James Shields second in the National League. His run support. The Padres have scored 129 runs for him. That's most in the National League and 7th in the majors. Some guys have all the luck with that.
Yeah, some years it works that way, and then there are other years. This ball's pretty well hit to center field. It's caught out there by Jankowski. So Descalso gave it a ride, one gone. Well, look at Shelby Miller with Atlanta. The 21 straight starts.
No run support.
Zippo.
You can bring your family to the ballpark with the Coca-Cola Value Pack. It's available September 21st through the 24th. That's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday against the Pittsburgh Pirates for either $59 or $79, depending on seat location. Why not all 4 days? Coca-Cola Value Pack.
Dustin Garneau popped the second in his first at bat. Two and 0. Out of play. What a game for Tom Murphy last night. Got his first big league hit, and it produced his first big league RBI. Then in his next at bat, he had his first big league home run. Remember out in the fountains out there, and they had put a search party trying to find the baseball. I think Spilly actually was the one who finally found it a couple hours after the game. And he got his first multi-hit game. He ends up with 3 hits yesterday. So congrats to Monroe, New York's Tom Murphy.
Well, I think Spilly didn't have to go find that because he was part of also Tom Murphy's first Gatorade bath. I think that he was part of that celebration where he got some after it landed on Tom, and then.
But as Jenny pointed out, a real rookie move by Spilly not to get the microphone
out of the way.
Out of harm's way. So that interview went kaput after. All that came in his first game at Coors Field. And he and Garneau will be splitting duties the rest of the way. There's the search party. Real nice of
it is
Padre bullpen members to help
there it
out.
Is.
Now Spilly sees it coming.
Get the microphone
and he
of the
leaves
way.
the microphone like front and center.
Oh. He'll know better next time.
I don't know. Spilly, he doesn't always learn things the first time. It may take a couple. 2 outs.
He's obviously not listening right now.
Oh, he is. But now he's got to try to figure out a retort. So we'll get back to us in like 4 or 5 innings.
No, I'm here, you
guys.
guys.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm protecting the mic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice. Good.
Did you get out of the sun? That's the most important question right now.
I would be under the purple row right now if I had my choice. But I'd rather be amongst friends, so I'm sitting in the press box.
And David Hale at the plate. Spilly, the mic is safe now. You just reminded me. You don't have to protect it here. You reminded me of a line from one of my all-time favorite movies, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. They're not going to rob us going down the mountain. We don't have any money going down the mountain. You don't need to worry.
It's a great movie.
Oh, classic.
You know what? Coming back next break, I'm going to go out to the fountain, see if I can find some other stuff.
Okay. You going to put on camo?
Well, I don't think anybody's hunting in the out there, are they?
Listen, you know baseball. You spent a long time in clubhouses. About 75% of your brethren are hunters.
Yeah, you're right. Mike DeJean would give his left pinky to shoot a Spielborgs out in the bullpen.
Remember that story. Here's the 2-2, and David Hale takes a nice pass at it. Bounce that one off. Rockies have won the first 2 on this homestand. 10-gamer to finish the season. Hale's gone. That is 7 in a row retired by James Shields. Ryan Spilborghs to the jungle out in center field when we come back. 8-1 San Diego.
homer last night. The San Diego Padres bullpen spent a little bit of time looking for Tom Murphy's ball, so I figured I'd come out here and look for some stuff as well. It's Tyler Chatwood's old locker. That's where they put him out here. Mostly fine. I mean, the guy spent it long. Oh my goodness. Check it out. It is a real thing. It's the key to the batter's box. Been looking for that for a long time. Oh. And it looks like Corey Sullivan's been working on his game. This ball's out of bounds. Drew, back to you.
Spilly, if you look a little more carefully, I think you'll find a couple more Pro V1s from Jeff Houston out there.
Yeah, there's a good chance of that for sure.
I found quite a few things out there. I found a couple of pre-humidor balls that were a lot different than they are now.
I'm really glad you finally found the key to the batter's box.
You know what? The key to the batter's box has been something that I felt like I've been looking for my entire baseball career.
And how many bat boys has it eluded?
A lot.
Uh-huh.
Two on Jankowski. Fouls it off. All sorts of goodies out there. You know what? We have to get one of those metal detectors for Spilly.
No, you know who we need to get it for?
Who's that? Frage.
Frage, because he's retiring.
He'll be combing a beach near you soon. Spilly, what do you think?
That would be the best present for George Frazier, is getting in one of those things. I could just picture him. We're going to be in Hawaii somewhere on vacation. There's George with one of those metal detectors looking for more stuff on the beach.
Oh, with a heater out of the corner of his mouth. That would be, if he's in swimsuit though, man,
yeah,
that's a sight for sore eyes.
Hawaiian shirt, unbuttoned, short shorts, a heater in the side of his mouth, and then the headphones with the metal detector. Black socks would be perfect.
Should we put a gold chain on him also to wrap it all up?
100% gold chain with his Minnesota Twins World Series ring on the end of it.
The beautiful thing is he can't reply today.
No, he can't.
We'll have to play that back for him tomorrow. Will Myers behind 1-2 to David Hale. You just went online. You're pricing him, aren't you?
They're anywhere from $99 up all the way up to almost $600. We all pool our money and
go on. Forget that. Go on Craigslist. Strike three on Myers. Back-to-back strikeouts for David Hale. Jan Hervé Solarte will be next. 2-run home run in the first. Deep fly ball to right. Cargo made a nice play in the corner, and then a fly ball to center.
Kind of forget we were comparing Chase Headley and Solarte last night, the night before, and their numbers and their contract. They were traded for each other. Solarte came over from the Yankees.
Eat it, eat it,
Don't
eat
throw
it, eat it, eat it, eat it, eat it. That was born out of, I can make every play. And Nolan said, I'm going to fire it anyhow. So an infield hit on Solarte. One of the reasons he did follow through with this is he has such great awareness of who he's playing against. Solarte does not run well at all.
And he is so accurate with his throws that he's not worried that, oh, I'm going to throw it away because I'm not comfortable throwing sidearm as I'm going away from first.
So Matt Kemp, a home run and a double tonight or today. Can't break that habit, Huey. We're so used to doing night games in baseball. It's always tonight. But I'm looking outside right now, and clearly it's a day game.
But it's that one day, you know, when you have a day game, kind of reset your clock because it's Sunday.
Well, the moon's out, so maybe it is a night game.
Oh, I'm so conflicted right now.
Yeah. About the Pirates, they beat Kershaw yesterday, Jeff, 3-2. They're up 4-2 in the fifth at Dodger Stadium. They'll be here tomorrow, opening up a 4-game set. Good piece in the paper today. Patrick Saunders in the Post did a nice piece on how Clint, along with a number of others, have helped turn that franchise around after 20 years of losing.
When Clint took over, they had a 105 loss season the year before.
This ball's well hit toward the corner, and it skips off the wall. Going to third base is Solarte. He'll stop there, and it's the second double of the ball game for Matt Kemp. 3-hit day for Kemp.
We've watched Matt Kemp enough and talked about him and how even when he was hurting, he would go out there and still try to play. I think you have to admire the way he plays the game. Some people say, oh, not a team player. That's nothing. I've never heard that about any of his teammates. Somebody might write that, but his teammates admire him and like playing with him.
Yeah, I think when he was a little younger, boy, that shot into right field, a base hit for Upton, and here comes Kemp home following Solarte, and now the Padres have hit double figures. It is 10-1. Justin Upton with 3 RBIs today. His season total up to 80. Again, the Rockies beat up the Padres last night 10-2, and this afternoon the Padres getting back after the Rockies are up 10-1, and they've out-hit Colorado 13-1. Jerko, a home run in the third and a single in the fifth. He's 2 for 3. With Kemp, just to finish that thought, Huey, a few years ago when he was younger, got a little sideways with a couple of the coaches with the Dodgers. I think that you can't fully judge somebody. And you know this. You played a long time, and your maturity level at 23 is different. Certainly at 28 is different than it was 23, and 31 is different than it was when you were 28. Hopefully keep evolving. And he's one heck of a baseball player.
That he is, and he's helping with some of the young guys in their locker room.
Now, he is not a free agent. That doesn't mean that, and who knows, after AJ Preller's offseason last year, who knows what he'll do. But my guess is that Matt Kemp will be a Padre next year. Like Justin Upton is at first base, being a free agent, who knows? This ball's lined to right. Cargo battling the sun will make the catch. 2 more runs for the Padres in the 6th. They have scored in all 6 innings. 10-1. One volume Lexus dealer. A lot of home runs today for San Diego. Yangervis Solarte hit a 2-run home run in the first. The Rockies would counter, though. Charlie Blackmon got his 16th, leading off the bottom of the first inning. You felt like, okay, here come the Rockies. Well, the offense is not abated for the Padres. Kemp, Jerko, Spangenberg have hit solo home runs. They have scored in every inning. 2-1, 2-1, 2-2. As we go to the bottom of the 6th inning, that's your Cooney Lexus look back. The Rockies have not had a base runner since 2 outs in the 3rd when Dickerson walked. Blackmon, who's at the plate, has the only hit, that home run we just showed you. James Shields is still on the hill naturally.
Save for a couple walks for James Shields. That's been it. A home run and 2 walks.
At the bottom of the zone, a strike, 1-1. Rockies came into the ball game 10-9 in the month of September. Something else over the last 25 games. The Rockies are 14-11. The reason I mention that, it's pretty solid over a 25-game period. That's their best 25-game stretch of the year. Even after getting off to the marvelous start, 6-0 on the road, 7-2 overall, the Rockies had that 11-game losing streak. They've never played a 25-game stretch this year where they were better than 14-11.
They also went 5-5 on that last road trip. Going through San Diego, Seattle, and LA.
The versatile Will Myers getting a lot of time at first base, also plays center field. He makes the play. 8 in a row retired by Shields, and that'll bring up Dickerson, a walk and a strikeout. Okay, so what's the deal out here? Somebody have bad breath, and the rest of the
they're getting out of the sun.
Yeah, I know. That little, it's kind of funny. That little crescent of shade, and about 300 people piled in that little corner.
So it's not only the hitters that are worried about the light standards and the shadows, the fans out in the rock pile.
Inside on Dickerson. Ball and a strike. Broken bat, foul ball, 2-2. Here's our CenturyLink link to what's next. The pitching matchups for the Rockies Pirates series. A.J. Burnett's healthy again. He'll be on the hill tomorrow night against John Gray. Look forward to that one. Chris Russin and Jay Happ, a couple of left-handers. Happ comes down from Seattle. He's pitched well in a Pirate uniform. Charlie Morton with a good sinker against De La Rosa on Wednesday, and Thursday afternoon it'll be Jeff Locke and Chad Bettis. Chad's been on a nice roll.
The Rockies saw Happ and Morton in Pittsburgh. Miss Burnett, Locke, Garrett Cole out there, but they'll pick up 2 of the 3 this week.
Today is the 19th and final matchup of the year between the Rockies and Padres. The Rockies are going to lose the season series. They're at 7-11 right now. It's the first time they've lost the season series since 2012. It's only the second time they've lost a season series to the Padres. Get this, the last 10 years.
Because they've usually played well down at Petco, down in San Diego.
Till this year.
Till this year.
Dickerson strikes out. That's the 6th strikeout for Shields. 2 outs. Now bring up Nolan.
Still time to play fantasy baseball, and MLB.tv serves up real-time highlights, pitch tracking info on your out-of-market fantasy players live or on demand on over 400 devices.
So Nolan settles into the batter's box with 2 outs and nobody on. Lined to short and hit a sharp ground ball to third. Last year Nolan hit .288, around the same average this year.
Well, their softball team in the Rockies yesterday, they were out watching some batting practice. They were 11-1 on the season. Last year they were state champs. Steve Foster's daughter plays on the Valor softball team.
Yeah, Steve, a friend of ours. Big fantasy camper. Here's the 0-2. And that is swung on and missed. 10 in a row retired by Shields. He has 7 strikeouts. Most live sports and by Tavern Downtown. Visit Tavern Downtown after Rockies home games and get 2-for-1 draft beers with your same-day ticket. Here's our Comcast game summary. 10-1 San Diego. They've done a whole lot of hitting. The Rockies have 1 hit against James Shields, who's retired 10 in a row. Kyle Kendrick allowed a career-high 4 home runs. David Hale in relief has given up 4 runs. And here in the 7th inning, he has Derek Norris leading off. Norris a couple hits, double in the 2nd, and an RBI single in the 5th. Looking down the lineups, and you go, all right, who doesn't have a hit? Shields has a sac bunt, no hit. Will Myers 0 for 3 and a walk. So those guys will get pink slips tomorrow.
It's like last night when DJ was the only starter until his last at bat.
They threw out a double. Norris hits it in the air to Cargo. And with 1 out, that'll bring up Corey Spangenberg. I notice the shadows going right now. It's going to be tough both ways. offensively the rest of the way. It's local times 5 minutes, 6 minutes after 4 o'clock. See the spin on the baseball, and all of a sudden it's that dark patch. Yeah.
You're trying to pick it up again. I've always said you like it better when you can see it out of the pitcher's hand before it gets to you, but neither way is really fun to try to hit.
Ground ball to short. Adames on the grass did not make the play.
Second error this season for Christian. He just went to backhand this and just didn't keep his glove down.
And you don't have an issue with him backhanding that.
No, not at all. No, because sometimes backhand's an easier play for you than try to get around it. And at this level, you should be able to play the backhand. And Christian can't. He just didn't get his glove down.
I know you've always taught this. When in doubt, go backhand.
Go backhand. Take your right foot to the ball where you think that ball's going to be. And then your glove is right in front of your foot. So then if you have to, you can just plant off that back foot and release the baseball.
Yeah, so if you're not sure whether it's a backhand or forehand and you go forehand and you can't get there, then you're not making the play.
No, it's going to go into the outfield.
This ball's lined toward Cargo. He's been busy. And James Shields retired. So Shields strikes a lot of guys out. I wanted to tell this story a little bit. Shields is not one of those 97+ guys. Alonzo Powell, your good friend, former teammate when you were playing, told us yesterday, he said at the All-Star break, the Mets had thrown somewhere in the neighborhood, that Mets staff, somewhere in the neighborhood of 1,000 pitches at 97 or above. And the rest of the league, or excuse me, the next best team was 1,000 below that.
Just tells you of the power arms for the Mets, whether it's Steven Matz or Jacob deGrom or Noah Syndergaard, Matt Harvey.
Would you see Beltran yesterday hit the 2-run home run in the first against Syndergaard? Nolan on the move, out at first base, got Jankowski. Syndergaard threw a 100-mile-an-hour fastball. Beltran turned it around, hit it out.
Special talent on both sides.
Yeah.
And another special talent with Nolan at third base.
Yep.
He is out.
He clearly got him. Great play by Nolan. 10-1 Padres. Padres leading 10-1 as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning on a splendid weather day at Coors Field. Rockies been out hit 13-1. James Shields been the story. Shields looking for his 13th victory of the year. Carlos Gonzalez, I think you've heard of him. He'll lead it off. Justin Morneau, Christian Adames to follow. Let's take a look at our Data Strong fan photo brought to you by T-Mobile. It's a photo with an autograph on it.
Who is that?
Mike McHenry? I'm not sure.
It's not. I saw Mac last night after the game. It's good to see him up and back on the road to recovery.
Absolutely. He did a nice job the other night on the Rockies Twitter feed.
Took over Twitter.
James Shields moving up that strikeout list. Last 8 years. Felix Hernandez, Justin Verlander, Cole Hamels, James Shields, and Clayton Kershaw. Kershaw lost last night. I forgot to look how many. He went 7 innings. How many? He gave up 3 runs. First time in like 2 months he'd given up more than a run. How many strikeouts did he have? Do you remember, Huey?
I don't remember. I'll take a quick peek here.
Shields has been dominant. 8 strikeouts.
8 strikeouts.
8 last night.
Mark Melancon with his 47th save.
Golden's Mark Melancon. Yeah, he may get called upon later this afternoon. Pirates continue to lead 4-2 at Dodger Stadium. Strike 1 on Cargo. Grounded out twice to the right side. 3 on that right side. Cargo came in with good numbers against Shields. Most of the guys in the lineup had come in with pretty good numbers against Shields, but he's been dominant.
He got the early lead and just knew what to do with it. So 88 pitches for Shields. .52 strikes, 36 balls for James Shields.
And Cargo chases in the dirt, another strikeout. That's 3 in a row, 8. Garrett Cole, by the way, you saw for the Pirates, pitching well today. One of the true number ones per our discussion from earlier. Did you see that piece, Huey? I tweeted it out, I retweeted it out. And I forget where it came from, but it was a long piece interviewing orthopedic surgeons on the Tommy John surgery and after the rehab, you know, what the prescribed amount of innings or pitches should be. And nobody could agree. And the one thing they all agreed upon is they don't know enough, and the research is still going on. But they also concurred that innings is probably a very poor way of determining this is, you know, the demarcation point, because they used Matt Harvey as an example because everybody's talking about it, right? They said Harvey, if you just look at innings pitched as opposed to number of pitches thrown, and his number is pretty low per inning pitch. It's below 15, and high stress innings, which are pretty low based on how often there's traffic against him. They looked at all of those, and it's a low number compared to some other guys coming off Tommy John that may have had similar innings, but you know, a lot more pitches and a lot more quote unquote, you know, high stress type of situation. So there's not a consensus among medical personnel yet.
No, I think the consensus for the Tommy John is how to come back from it, and the protocol with which you follow when you start pitching, when you start throwing, all of those things.
Yeah, the rehab.
The rehab portion of it. There's a good protocol for that. But you're right. To me, if one guy can throw 100 innings and another guy can throw 100 innings, but it takes one guy 14 pitches per inning to get through on average. Another guy could be 24, 25 pitches per inning.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons I brought it up, because here's this guy that's defied modern pitching in that, everybody gets hurt, and this guy hasn't in James Shields. And you say, why? Well, it can't just be mechanics. This ball's tomahawked to deep right center field, and Kemp can't quite get it off the leather. He'll get help out there from Janikowski, and Mr. Triple has to shut it down at second with a double. Second hit. That's it for the Rockies.
2 other times this year the Rockies were held to only 2 hits. A couple days ago out in LA, and then also against Washington off the glove of Matt Kemp. Going all out on the Subaru Supermo. But for Justin, sure, he was thinking maybe triple, to have a triple for 3 straight games in a row. Instead he'll settle for the double. That's good. No, I mean, to get back to that discussion for a moment, you would think Madison Bumgarner, with the amount of innings that he threw last year, people were wondering, was he going to be able to do it this year?
Everybody's different.
They are.
And there's no way to predict it, and it puts organizations in a difficult spot. So what's the right number? How do you monitor it? But every organization is subscribing to some innings limit for in 2 areas, Huey, with guys returning from Tommy John that first year, and also with young pitchers. And it's not, for those out there, think that, the Rockies have been real conservative with John Gray. Every other organization, folks, doing the same thing. And ultimately, who knows what is right, but John Gray will go tomorrow against the Pirates. As you look around baseball, that's what's being done. Justin Upton makes the catch. Adames retired, 2 outs. And that'll bring up Daniel Descalso, a strikeout and a fly ball to deep center.
On February 20th, 2016, the University of Denver and CC, Colorado College, will face off at Coors Field in the first outdoor collegiate hockey game in Colorado. Tickets are on sale now at Rockies.com/hockey.
One of my college friends, who I hadn't seen in a while, he was an executive with the NHL, and he came in and stopped by to talk to you and me before the game, because big press conference tomorrow,
11 o'clock,
announcing that game and also the Avs game. And this, where's the?
So it's going to go just like here.
What are we going to have?
Right, like in this area.
It's not a square, Hugh. You got to round the.
Well, I know, but I just had to. I had to do it quickly. I know I didn't round the corners. I get that.
Try again.
Try again.
Wild pitch.
Well, I got a wild pitch. But I was just trying to tell you where center ice was. So, okay, I'll kind of round the corners here. Then it comes down this way, and then it rounds the corners again. Kind of come up here.
That's too long. That's too long.
I know, and here's the blue line here. And then center ice is going to be somewhere in that area.
So your center ice was off.
Drew, I realize that. That's why I got a finance degree, not an architectural degree at Wyoming.
Terrible drawing.
Okay, it wasn't drawn to scale either.
Daniel, switch seats. Give me that illustrator.
First, my rink wasn't right because the corners weren't rounded.
The corners weren't rounded. You got to practice your drawing.
I'll work. Yeah, I forgot the face-off dots. Goals will be.
I hope it snows like a foot that day.
Be fun.
Yeah. What game was it? What NHL game? A couple of them have been played with
There was one in
snowfall.
Buffalo.
Was the one in Ann Arbor? Didn't they do one in? Did they? The one in Ann Arbor was like 10 below. It snowed in Buffalo, but then again, it snows in July in Buffalo.
I can tell you one place it didn't snow when they had that game out in L.A.
Got a little slushy, didn't it?
A little soft.
And I believe it snowed at Yankee Stadium. Dustin Garneau at the plate. Third walk allowed by Shields. It's probably going to be it for James. He's at 104 pitches.
Ben Paulson on deck.
Garneau, a pop out and a strikeout.
Bud Norris is in the bullpen for the Padres. Brooks Brown still throwing out in the Rockies bullpen.
That pitch is off the plate, 2-1. Looks like Shields is laboring a little bit here late in his start. The aforementioned Bud Norris. Two outs, runners at first and third. Garneau. And that misses, 3-1.
James Shields trying to get his 7 innings in, because that would be the 10th time this season he would do that. Right now sitting at 6 2/3.
Sam Herniason, our outstanding photog who spent too many nights with us up here in the booth, has helped you out with your drawings. Foul tip.
I appreciate that, Sam.
Look at this.
I didn't have that much time. That's what I'm saying. I didn't have time for the face-off dots.
Actually,
I know what a hockey rink looks like, by the way.
I know you do. I know you're Mr.
Right.
Hockey.
Thank you, Sam.
There's Sam. And that goes to the screen. A run's going to score. And Garneau goes to first. Shields just took a long look at the dugout. This is not a guy that asks out of games, but to me, he looks like he's out of gas. He's been grunting the last 4 or 5 pitches.
111 pitches.
And here comes Tom Murphy. So it's a wild pitch and a walk. That allows Morneau to score. So Pat Murphy at the mound. Did I just call Pat Tom Murphy, by the way? That'd really be strange if Tom Murphy came out of the Rockies dugout to make the pitching change. Here comes Bud Norris into the ball game. With this pitching change, we're obligated to step away for a moment. 10-2, the Padres leading. is going to take over. Ben Paulson's going to be the pinch hitter. Stick around after the ball game, actually after the Toyota postgame show for Rockies Weekly. Rockies' focus this week will be catching Jerry Weinstein, who's done such a great job with catchers throughout his long career. We'll talk catching. We'll have the best moments of the week also. That's after the game on Rockies Weekly. So Shields done. Gave up just 2 hits.
111 pitches, 63 for strikes. Turning it over to Bud Norris. 1-2 record with a 6.92 ERA. Not much different than what he had when he was with the Baltimore Orioles before being released. There he was 2-9 with a 7.06 earned run average.
Double and 2 walks in the inning, plus a wild pitch. That's what scored the run. Norris goes off speed, and it's strike 1 on Ben Paulson. And another wild pitch, and Descalso to third, Garneau to second.
3 wild pitches this inning. This is way off the mark from where Derek Norris had wanted it from Bud.
Fouled off. Inside. Sharply hit, a base hit. This will get 2 home for the pinch hitter Ben Paulson. And it's 10-4 as Descalso and Garneau score. Nice job, Ben Paulson.
Just tack those earned runs onto James Shields. Ben hasn't had much of an opportunity the last 7 to 10 days with the amount of left-handers that have been starting against the Rockies. And now in a pinch hitting role. Comes through with his 4th RBI as a pinch hitter, 47 total.
You can close the book on Shields. He ends up giving up 4 runs on 2 hits. That's kind of strange. He gets painted up a little bit by Bud Norris.
Those last 2 batters he walked. Those help those earned runs. Or hurt them, however you want to look at it.
Charlie hits it on the ground to Spangenberg, and that'll end the inning. Rocky scored 3 times in the 7th. It's 10-4 as we go to the 8th. bit. James Shields was dominant tonight. 7 innings, or actually 6 2/3 of 2-hit baseball. Through 111 pitches, 4 walks, 8 strikeouts. Rockies made one change. Cargo's come out of the ball game. Paulson will stay in right field. Brooks Brown on the hill.
Brooks out there, his third stint with the Rockies on the season. He's been dealing with some arm issues off and on. Primarily right shoulder inflammation 2 different times. Been important for Brooks to finish strong as he looks towards this offseason. He's getting a lot of work early on this year for Walt late in the ball game. Being relied upon for the 7th, 8th inning sometimes.
Ball and a strike on Will Myers. Crowd at 26,927 in the yard. So yesterday more than 30,000. There were more than 66,000 at Sports Authority Field for the CU-CSU showdown that went to overtime. CU prevailing. Almost 100,000 people taking in sporting events on a Saturday night. And I'll tell you what, you know, every city claims to have the best fans in the world. And when a team wins a championship, you guys are the greatest fans. I mean, the fans out here are tremendous. I mean, they've supported the Rockies. We know about, the Avalanche, especially when the Avalanche were rolling, the longest sellout streak in NHL history. Rockies have all kinds of attendance records. The Broncos, forget about getting a ticket. The long waiting list. The Nuggets have always been well-attended games, had well-attended games, and another case in point. Yesterday, literally 100,000 people on a beautiful Saturday taking in on their college football of the Rockies. Not like it in every city.
No.
How many times we've been to Atlanta, especially when the Braves were good, you'd look out there and say, where is everybody? This is a really good baseball team.
When we were in Atlanta, they were announcing crowds. I go back in my book real quick and look at some of the attendance. 13,000, 18,000.
Another Rocky pitcher just got hit. Brooks Brown trying to run it off. And Will Myers with a hit.
This catch Brooks. Last night, Johan Flande took one off the knee.
Looked like the back of the foot, right?
Or maybe the right ankle of Brooks.
This is push leg.
Or look.
This will be a good view of it. Ooh, you're right, ankle.
That ankle bone. Try to make a couple pitches. Never want to alter your mechanics after being hit. Well, after the x-rays came back negative, Johan Flande tried to say, I can go back in, but as Walt said, now they don't have that re-entry rule anymore. You can't do it. You gotta stay out of the game. But Brooks is going to stay in the game. Johan had his knee wrapped up heavily in the locker room today, but it was better news than what it appeared last night when he was coming off the field. You always worry about a broken kneecap. That didn't happen.
Chop foul by Solarte. So the Royals, Huey, got another win today. The reason I'm telling you this, it's their 87th win. They beat up Detroit in Detroit 10-3. Kendrys Morales, who's an MVP candidate, he's not going to win because it's going to be Donaldson's. 3 home runs. He had 15 total bases. Is that a pretty good day?
How many more RBIs? Because he came in over 100. I believe it was 101 coming into the game.
He now has 105 RBIs. Ball and 2 strikes on Solarte. 2-run home run in the first. He had an infield hit and scored a run in the 6th inning.
So that puts him 15 behind Josh Donaldson.
2-2.
Assuming Donaldson didn't have any RBIs today.
Ho-hum, the Cardinals won again, 4-3 over the Cubs. You know, well, the Cubs have been playing. That was a fascinating series. 93 victories for the Cardinals. Carlos Martinez got the win as 14. There's 1 and there's 2. Nicely turned to Damas and Descalso.
Thought that Damas might take this one himself for a moment, and then he saw Daniel coming. Catch and spin and throw. And then Solarte still not in the picture.
See who the matchup is tonight, Sunday Night Baseball at Citi Field?
No, I didn't see who it was.
Sabathia and Matt Harvey returning.
Sabathia's been pitching better.
Yes, yes.
Since he started wearing the knee brace.
So Harvey making his return to the mound after some time off. (2-0) on Matt Kemp. Kemp a homer in the 3rd, double in the 5th, double in the 6th. 3 for 4, scored 3 runs. Sitting on 98 RBIs. And Brown is going to get Matt Kemp to end the inning. So we'll go to the bottom of the 8th inning. The Rockies trailing the Padres 10-4. By Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. By Mike Shaw Subaru, always our lowest price and sales and service guaranteed. And by StubHub, Rockies fans, did you know the StubHub app is personalized just for you? Get the StubHub app today. Padres leading 10-4. Welcome to where the scenery is always beautiful. That man's Joaquin Benoit. He's going to handle the bottom of the 8th inning for Pat Murphy's team. Corey Dickerson, Nolan Arenado, and then we'll see.
Add up the batting averages between the lefties and the righties. It equates to a 156 opponent's batting average against. That's the 5th lowest mark in the major leagues and 2nd lowest in the National League for Benoit.
Dickerson, a couple of strikeouts. He had a walk in the 3rd. It's now just a game-and-a-half separation in that AL West, Huey. Texas got beat by King Felix and the Mariners 9-2. King Felix with his 18th victory. And Houston behind the one-time Rocky Colin McHugh. They win 5-1 over the Athletics. McHugh's now 17-7, so it's a game-and-a-half separation. Houston chasing Texas.
Well, and the Angels are only 4 games back in the wild card. 2 games back, 2.5 in the wild card, 4 in the division.
Well, they got beat by the Twins, who are in the picture, obviously, 8-1 in Minneapolis today at Target Field. Big swing and a miss, 1-2.
So you have some choices in the American League for Manager of the Year. You have Paul Molitor. He's got to be at the top of some lists. But the Houston Astros.
A.J. Hinch.
And A.J. Hinch.
It's funny how things change. When A.J. was the manager of Arizona, people said, well, you know, way over his skis. He didn't earn the right to be a big league manager. Hadn't coached before, hadn't managed before, and now he may end up as manager of the year in the American League. You can't selectively apply a statement like that.
No. Can't.
You know, it was said about Walt. You know, the Rockies hired a high school coach. These are the facts. Yes, Walt had coached at Regis High School. Walt also played 15 years in the big leagues. What about Mike Matheny? Say that about Mike Matheny? He never coached before, never managed before.
Right, and to me, could be Manager of the Year. I mean, he won't get it. Joe Madden, I think, will get it for what the Cubs have done.
But regardless, every year the Cardinals are one of the elite teams in baseball.
Ever since he's taken over.
Sure.
I mean, these are good baseball people.
Still comes down
well respected.
Still comes down to you guys that don the uniforms and play the game. And if a group pitches well and plays well, you're going to win. It's not to dismiss the importance of having a good manager and a good leader on that top step. But you got to have the horses. 3-2, and Corey swings and misses at that pitch. It's gotten him all day. That breaking ball down and in.
Even harder now with all the shadows that are being thrust upon the infield. To go back to your point for a moment, Walt was talking about that today and asking about playoff teams. He said you have to be good and above average in all 3 aspects. You know, pitching, your defense, and your offense. That's how you make the playoffs. So yeah, you can maybe get by with maybe 2 out of the 3, but that 3rd one can't be way below average. And that's what all these clubs, because everybody has their flaws.
Sure.
Every club does. You don't play 162 games perfectly.
I mean, it's hard to play one game perfectly, right?
Yeah.
I mean, how many times have it been done?
Very few times. I mean, you might say, oh, yeah, but that was a great game. but there's still something that happened in that game that could have been better. That's what every player applies is trying to do.
Yeah, it's funny you bring that statement up. Perfect. And I understand these are sports cliches, fall under the category of coaches speak, with air quotes around coaches speak. I was driving to the ballpark yesterday and listening to some college football, and it was a preview of a game. And actually, you know what game it was? It was Air Force playing Michigan State in East Lansing, and one of the commentators said, you know, they're going to have to play a perfect game, talking about the Air Force. And I understand we understand what he means. They really have to play well. You're not going to play perfect.
No.
Now you hope to play turnover free. That makes some sense. But there are going to be mistakes. There's going to be a drop pass. There's going to be a missed assignment. And you don't play perfect.
But who takes advantage of that mistake? So that way in a big league game, pitcher makes a mistake with a pitch, and instead of being hit out, it's popped up.
Sure. We always say, oh, that was a mistake because the ball got hit 440 feet. Maybe it was a good pitch. Maybe the mistake did get popped up, and the mistake was on the hitter for missing a cookie. 1-2, and Arenado goes down. It is hard to hit right now. It's pretty clear. It's a 10th strikeout by the Rockies in the game. How about that ball game yesterday? So the pen for the Rockies went 6 1/3 because Flande had to leave. We showed you the injury earlier. And the pen gives up just 1 run, 3 hits, led by Christian Bergman, and they strike out 10. Which kind of underscores what they've done over the last 25 games. A 3.12 ERA since August 23rd. And on Tuesday in that marathon at Dodger Stadium, 10 innings absorbed by the bullpen, and they allowed just 1 run.
So an ERA below 2 in these games.
Yep.
And it's not just 1 or 2 guys. Walt's had to use everybody out of their pen, and most of the time, when he has the lead, he'll go to Diaz in the 8th and then Axe for the 9th. But other times it's, I like this matchup, and I need to go left on left here to get me to that next inning.
We've got to the next inning at Dodger Stadium. It's the Pirates 4 and the Dodgers 3 in LA. 1-1 on Inoa, pinch hitting in what is now the pitcher spot. Cargo left the game. Cargo's fine, we assume. Walt giving him a break in a game where the Rockies are down by 6 runs. So Paulson stayed in playing right field. Here's the 2-1 on Inoa, outside 3-1 on Rafael. Steven Strasburg had a big outing for Washington again. Won his 10th game. Struck out 10. Nationals beat the Marlins 13-3.
Still trying to keep that slim hope alive.
And a strikeout of Inoa. And Benoit strikes out the side. We'll go to the 9th inning, 10-4.
post-game show today. It seemed like the script has flipped a bit on the Rockies.
Yeah, what does Philly say when he plays golf all the time?
4!
4 really big home runs given up by Kyle Kendrick to set a new career high in one game.
Yeah, and as advertised, James Shield comes out. He gives up his token 1 home run, but 6 solid innings. That 7th inning got a little crazy for him, but a shutdown game from their big pitcher.
We'll also get you into the clubhouse on the Toyota post-game show. For now, we'll send it back to Drew and Huey. Guys, I think you have a puzzle to try and solve called the 9th inning changes.
Yeah, there are a few of them, Jenny. Thank you. And it'll begin in center field with Brandon Barnes taking over. Blackman checks out. And Kyle Parker comes in. Paulson gets bumped to first base. Rafael Eno is in for Arenado. So out of the game, Morneau, Arenado, Blackman, and Brooks Brown out of the game because Gonzalez Germain is going to pitch the top of the 9th.
Gonzalez pitched last night. 1 inning, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. Last night he faced Spangenberg, Alex Dickerson, and Will Myers. Today he'll get Justin Upton, Jed Jerko, and Derek Norris.
Justin Upton, 5th at bat for Upton. He's 2 for 4, and he has 3 RBIs. He's sitting on 80 ribbies now.
Justin leads the Padres in home runs and stolen bases.
Only been 2 guys. That is down the right field line, so it's going to be another hit and another extra base hit for Justin Upton. He has a double. It's only been done twice in Padres history where the same guy led in home runs and RBIs.
Reggie Sanders and Dave Winfield.
The Hall of Famer, Big Dave Winfield. The funny thing about Winfield is the year he led them in home runs, he had only 13. Guy who hit well over 400 in his career.
You're thinking 13 might be the stolen base number, not the home run number.
No. I'm wondering, that's a great question here he sort of posed. How many times in Winfield's career he had more stolen bases than home runs? I'm betting that that's the only time. We're racing to see who can look it up first.
Say more stolen bases than home runs.
More stolen bases than home runs. At the plate, Jed Jerko, a home run for him today in a single, and that's fouled off.
3 times.
3 times, wow.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it now.
In 1975, he had 23 stolen bases, 15 home runs. That next year, you're talking about 26 stolen bases, 13 home runs. And then in 1980, he had 23 stolen bases, 20 home runs.
What kind of surprises me, I hadn't looked at Dave Winfield's numbers in a long time. There were some years that he didn't hit a ton of home runs.
13 twice, 15.
1984 with the Yankees. He played 141 games, 626 plate appearances. He hit 19 home runs, drove in 100. The year before, he hit 32. The year prior, he hit 37. Ended up with 465. It's a big number. 1-2, and that's all for Jed Jerko. Strikeout at Jerko by Germain. And that'll bring up Derek Norris. Who wants tacos? Fans, follow at @RootSports_RM on Twitter to receive alerts for the Rockies taco special. When the Rockies score 7 or more runs, see the last couple of nights, you would have gotten one of those alerts. To take advantage of it for 1 more hour. Norris 2 for 4. 10 runs, 15 hits for the Padres, 4 runs, just 3 hits for the Rockies. Winfield also stole 223 bases in his career. 540 doubles, 88 triples. Guess that's why he's a Hall of Famer, huh? This ball is in the air to deep right, and at the wall, it is caught out there by Kyle Parker.
The old line, you go in to play the game, the ball will find you. It wasn't an easy play for Kyle.
No, it wasn't at all.
Had to go back to the wall.
Got a good jump on it. Good play by Kyle. Corey Spangenberg with 2 outs.
Kyle's got most of his reps in left field. This time, catch it, crash into that.
That's a great look
fencing.
Yeah, it's a great look at the mesh fencing there. It's wire. It does give a little bit, but remember Dickerson on the road
in L.A.
Was it in L.A.?
In L.A. when he went up against the scoreboard in left field. We thought he hurt his foot again.
And he told us after the game that it was his hand just bracing himself.
Yep. He's going into that, trying to protect his body.
The Padres have had at least one base runner in every inning of this game. They scored in the first 6 innings. Balls and a strike with 2 outs. And that's going to be a tough play with the way Spangenberg runs. They'll get him. Good job coming out of the chute by Dustin Garneau. Upton doubled. He's left at second. We'll go to the bottom of the 9th. 10-4 Padres. Out of a shadow. Bottom of the 9th inning with Jeff Hewson and Ryan Spilborghs. I'm Drew Goodman. The Rockies will have Brandon Barnes leading off in the 9th inning against Kimbrel.
37 saves for Kimbrel, 5th most in baseball. Lanson, Rosenthal, Familia, Houston Street. Craig Kimbrel. He must need some work. The Padres are off tomorrow. It'll start up again until they get back home on Tuesday.
And there was no reason to use him on Friday or Saturday as the Rockies won 7-4 and 10-2.
Yeah, but Brandon Barnes is thinking, I just came into the game and I get Craig Kimbrel.
Yeah. Hey, I'm looking forward to that series tomorrow. That begins tomorrow, Huey, with the Pirates in town. There'll be some buzz. The Pirates playing for a whole bunch. The Rockies, will be up for trying to put a dent in their plans.
There was a buzz when we were back in Pittsburgh this year. It's just a different vibe with the Pirates than what it used to be for so many years.
One 1-0 on Brandon Barnes. Two 2-0. Pirates have out-hit the Dodgers in that one-run game in the ninth, 12-6. Dodgers have kicked it 3 times today.
They came into today as the best team fielding percentage in the National League.
98-mile-an-hour fastball, 2-1.
3 errors against the Rockies. Was in that 16-inning game? Yes, it was.
And that's a strike. The gunslinger named Craig Kimbrell, 2-2, and low strike. Barnes took out a legit argument, but Gabe Morales says it's strike 3. 4 straight strikeouts for the Padres pitching staff. Benoit struck out the side in the 8th. 12 strikeouts in the game, 8 for Shields. He's on the plus side naturally, and Kyle Kendrick, who gave up 4 home runs, has the hook. 10-4. See this often. Rockies have been out hit 15-3 at Coors Field. Chris Davis hit another home run. 43 now.
So he still keeps that second place with RBIs. Even with Kendrys Morales hitting 3 today. 3 home runs.
What a pickup Morales has turned out to be, huh?
Just plug him into that DH role.
Remember, when he was with the Angels, he's celebrating a walk-off home run. He jumps at home plate and breaks his ankle so badly he basically lost 2 seasons.
I still see that today when I see guys, you know, have the walk-off and they jump on home plate, and that's the one guy I still think of. I still think of Morales.
There was a celebration. I forget what college football game I was watching, or it was highlights late last night, Huey, and a receiver and another receiver. Yeah, I get it, man. It's you're enthusiastic. The game's played with emotion. You don't play with a, you know, in a bubble, and they jump up and give each other, you know, kind of the body 5. And the guy came down awkwardly and he hurt his knee and he was done. I don't know the severity,
wasn't it?
It may have been a Notre Dame receiver. Actually, I'm being told it was Notre Dame safety Drew Tranquil, and we did find out he tore his ACL. He's done for the year, and I don't blame the kid. No. I mean, it's not like he was doing anything. He's celebrating with a teammate. You see guys in every sport jump up and give, you know, the body 5 or whatever you want to call it.
There was a kicker that did it too in the NFL.
Martin Gramatica celebrated on his own and got hurt. 3-2. Kansas State All-American. Good kicker too. Not much you can do with a torn ACL. Two on Adames. Word just came down that misses. Adames walks. Bad news for Dallas Cowboy fans. Tony Romo has a broken collarbone. Suffered today. It's a huge blow.
That is. From their heart and soul for a number of years.
Yeah. So Descalso with 1 out. Danny Lowe for 2 and a walk. Well, this is going to damage Daniel's terrific record when he starts. In all likelihood, with the Rockies down 10-4. 24-11 when Descalso gets a start.
I still think he'll take 24-12.
Still good. Chase that slider in the dirt, and it's 1-2.
You have to commit your swing so early for Kimbrel. And if he throws you the slider and it's down, you can't hold up and you can't foul it off. Still hear Latch in the background offering words of encouragement.
And a foul tip, and that's strike 3 on Descalso. 2 outs, and it'll bring up Garneau.
It's a foul tip. You know, umpires can't see that foul tip on the Subaru Supermo. Even it's hard to tell, but they're listening for that double sound, the sound off the bat, then going into the glove.
Garneau 0 for 2. He walked in the 7th and would score on a 2-run single, pinch single by Ben Paulson. Ben's on deck if Dustin can reach. And that is going to be a base hit for Garneau. First time he sees Craig Kimbrel in his career, and he gets a knock against him.
Saying all this stuff about Kimbrel, one of the toughest guys to hit. I got a hit off him. It hit a slider that stayed in for him. Turco knocked it down. Dustin 1 for 3 on the day.
2 on and 2 outs.
Kimbrel work. He has an off day tomorrow, so it's not going to affect him on Tuesday.
21 pitches. And the Pirates have held on. They've beaten the Dodgers. They take 2 of 3 at Dodger Stadium. 3-2 yesterday in beating Kershaw. And they win 4-3 this afternoon. 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes on Ben, and he fouls this one off. Adames walked. He's at second. Garneau at first. He singled. Good job by Paulson.
Yeah. 27 and 98, fouling him off.
Funny game, baseball. 18 hits yesterday for the Rockies, just 4 this afternoon. Padres are saying the same thing. They got held to 2 runs, 7 hits yesterday. They have 10 on 15 hits, 4 home runs today. 2-2. And he strikes out Paulson. That'll end the ball game. Ultimately, Kimbrel strikes out the side as Benoit did in the 8th inning. And the Padres win it 10-4 this afternoon. They win the season series 12-7. It's just the second time in the last 10 years that the Padres have won a season series with the Rockies. James Shields gets the victory. He's 13-6. Kyle Kendrick suffers the loss. He is 6-13. Once again, the final score: the Rockies fall to the Padres this afternoon, 10-4. When we return, we invite you to stick around for the Toyota postgame show.